Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Flag from MissionStarCraft, bringing you a new game. This is actually something that I didn't realize I hadn't cast, so I do apologize to our submitter, I believe here, ProphetFear, a Masters level ZvT, so going to be having some fun stuff going on right now. We do have what happened basically in the beginning of the game as I just kind of jumped into the middle to see what was going on. Had some kind of bunker pressure come forward, wasn't able to put down those bunkers as it was spotted by some scouting lings. We do have our queens here, spreading that creep on an exponential basis, scooting those spine crawlers forward to be able to just counter any of that kind of pressure. Took down the back rocks. This is, by the way, on Ohana, one of my favorite maps. One of my favorite maps on the ladder at this point. We do have our Marine kind of scouting in the back to be able to scout this third base whenever it comes up, as that is a huge indicator as to what is coming out of the Zerg, as to kind of, what to expect. We do have double NG base for those double ups, as well as double Evo chamber for double ups for our Zerg player. We do have melee and carapace for those Zerglings, and if we choose to go for dim ultras later on, going to go ahead and get this going at 4 times speed. Let's not do 8 times speed. This is between ProphetFear, the blue Zerg in the bottom, and IMLosirA in the top. I am probably mispronouncing that. IMLosirA. I'm going to send in those banelings. Not going to do anything at this point. I am going pretty quickly, as you can see by the fact that it is a relatively long game. I'm going to go ahead and close that. We do have a really good creep spread. A lot of the pro Zergs will say that creep spread is massively important. And by the way, the more creep tumors you have, the faster the creep spreads. Super important. Going to be getting more and more lings. Very good indeed. We do have pretty good APMs, as you'll notice up there. Very indicative of kind of higher level play, having that much higher APM. I'm sure a lot of people are going, duh. But yeah, yes, that is pretty much how it is. Going to have that queen come out back to finish off that Marine that was sitting there to scout this third base. Get that gas going. At the same time, do we have Hive? Yes, we have Hive Tech on the way, I believe. Yes, morphing into a Hive. Yes, very good. One thing to keep in mind, as a Zerg player, it is a very good idea to kind of set a goal of winning at Hive Tech. Day9 said this in one of his casts, I believe, the Zerg Leak Finder. Very good cast, by the way, if you want to work on your game. Very good cast to watch. Going to have our Terran player actually move out. Going to slow down to just faster speed. One thing about this creep spread is it is going to automatically slow down the Terran player as he moves out, although these queens are going to go down very quickly. But we do have our Zerg army coming in around back, and I have a lot of damage. Going to have 1 or 2 investors to be able to hold those units down for the banelings to come in. Very nice. The Zerglings coming around back to keep that army from moving in. Going to have the banelings coming in to absolutely wipe it out. Infestors in to just kind of go, yo dog, we're here, we're helping, come on. Going to pick up that army though, very good indeed. Going to drop it on the move, which is super important as a Terran player to be able to know how to do. However, that army is going to be absolutely wiped out by the Zerg. Going to want a fungal growth. There we go, fungal growth and the medevacs, keeping them from running away. You need to do a lot of damage. So sending in the queen to do a little bit more. One more fungal. Do we have enough energy? No, not really. But at this point, really, if you look at the food count, pretty even actually. Going to take a look at the units tab. 71 to 65, actually relatively even, although the army tab is, the army size is slightly different, slightly in the Zerg's favor, as that was a pretty dominant win in mid against them, against Dim Terran, Mr. IMLosirA. We do have our 4th base up, 3rd for our Terran. Do we have 3? Yes, we do have 3. Orbital commands, going to want to use the energy on this one. Going to have those SCVs transferring, or, oh dear, going to come to mid to, oh, we're going to go ahead and repair the medevacs herp there. Thought there for a second that we were going to see some sort of all-in play. Not really going to see that at this point. There are a lot fewer all-ins, you will notice, at higher level play. Which is actually something that is kind of hard to deal with, because you'll hear a lot of advice from higher level players as to how to play, and some of them won't have to do with all-ins and that sort of thing, which are done a whole hell of a lot at lower level play. Going to have this medvac come in to do a little bit of a drop. Sees this 5th base coming up. Going to go ahead and drop and take care of that. Very important for the Terran to kind of get rid of that before it comes up. But we do have our Zerg army coming in to do a lot of damage. A lot of speedlings coming in. We do have our +2s, 2 2s already up. We do have our sexy ultralists. I just love ultralists. They're so cool. I'm gonna pick up that entire drop though at the same time and drop it down here in the main. Gonna be able to do a good amount of damage. Probably take out that queen, which is actually relatively important. Gonna have our ultras in the way though to pick off this as it happens. not going to get that queen down, not really going to have anything happen. If you take a look at the units tab, army tab, pretty much everything at this point, Zerg is slowly inching forward, getting bigger and bigger army, going to be spreading out all these units. This is something that I will note as being super, super important as Terran versus Zerg. Really need to have these spread out very, very far for these kind of all-in plays, but we don't have that many banelings is the thing at this point. And I will note that one thing, and this is something that is coming directly from a tutorial if you want to see it on Husky's channel, MissionStarCraft, super, super awesome Zerg tutorial. When you come in with this kind of force with these like speedlings and ultras, you want to send your ultras in first so that they take the fire from the tanks in order to increase, at this point it's fine for our Zerg player as he's going to pretty much wipe this out, I'm guessing. But, you really don't want to have your Zerglings taking that tank fire, as it will do a huge amount of damage, even though our Zerglings are 3/3s and our Ultras are 3/3s. Do we have the upgrade for the Ultras? Do we have it? No, we haven't actually started. This is actually very important. The chitinous plating, chitinous, whatever. Evolved chitinous plating, very, very important for those Ultras to get them to +5 armor when they're 3/3s like this. But just going to come in and absolutely wreck face. Oh, okay, we're going to go fall back with our Infestors, Broodlords, or not Broodlords, Infestors and Ultras. Going to go and morph a huge amount of Banelings at this point. If we take a look at the production tab, 18 Banelings in production, another Ultra on the way as well. Still, our Terran buddy is down, still at 3 bases compared to the 5 of the Zergs. Super, super dominant at this point. Going to have a drop coming around back. Going to be able to do a little bit of damage to this 4th base. Going to want to actually have something in position. Well, we do have those spine crawlers to do a little bit. We do have one Ultra just kind of chilling. Probably going to be able to take out this drop pretty easily. Although, ooh, no, this Ultra is actually going to take a lot of damage against that drop. Although they do pick up and run away. We do have all our Zerglings and everything coming in to just kind of, make sure everything's okay back there. And bam, coming right back. Here comes that drop. Gonna actually move on to some other location. Just gonna move outside of the range. There we go, dropping on the move. Very nice, very nice. Gonna do some damage to that drone line. But at this point, if I was the Zerg, I would just kind of go for it, as this drop does mean that his focus is on this area. We do have the Marauders, the Marauder Fireball moving in to do a little bit of damage, kind of pick off some of this creep, as it is starting to encroach very heavily on the Terran's area, keeping him from being able to move anywhere without the Zerg knowing exactly where he is. We have this huge army for the Zerg, just a huge army indeed. Lots and lots of stuff. We do have Crackling being researched, as well as a Greater Spire, and another Spire for that double ups for area units in case we need to go for our Broodlords. I'm going to throw down 2 Infested Terran, just 2, don't need more than that, I guess, whatever. We do have our tanks in very, very good positions, though, going to do a lot of damage, but the Baneling can be able to kill a huge amount of that Fireball, even spread out and all that sort of stuffs like that. Going to have our Ultras survive throughout all this. WW comes from IMLosirA. IMLosirA. Thank you very much for sending this in, whoever it is that sent this in. I believe it was ProphetFear. Thank you for sending this in. Very, very good game. Lots of little things that can be used, even at low levels. Very good unit composition, all that sort of stuff. If you guys have any replays that you'd like cast, please send them to MissionStarCraft@gmail.com. This is Flag signing out for this one. Hit that like button in the bottom, subscribe, share, all that sort of cool stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. This is Flag signing out.